If you're new around here and you like seeing my American and Germany experiences, consider subscribing. Make it easier by activating the bell notifications for more exciting weekly uploads. What's up everybody, Christopher here back with another video, and today is going to be a different kind of video. I was cruising through YouTube as I usually do, and I stumbled upon a video that I found pretty interesting. A person like myself and many other people, I don't know anybody who doesn't, loves traveling and eventually wants to get back into that and start adding that to the channel. Now, going to these places, you kind of want to be aware of the do's and don'ts of places that you've never been. This video kind of outlines one or two things that you should probably be mindful of when visiting different countries. So I kind of want to be ready when I visit different countries. I don't want to run into any issues. When I came to Germany, I had no problem. So I kind of want to keep that streak going, and I'm sure a lot of y'all do too. So without wasting too much time, let's just see what happens in this video. It's from The Bright Side. I'm sure most of y'all have heard of Bright Side, really good channel. And it's called Never Do These Things in Foreign Countries. So here we go.
Never do these things in foreign countries.
By the way, I really do love The Bright Side.
To our list of do's and don'ts accurate in different countries of the world.
List of do's and don'ts accurate in different countries of the world. It's a different title. Russia.
Let's start with one basic Russian don't. It does not matter if you want to surprise your Russian girlfriend, your business partner, or thank an old lady for her hospitality. Never give an even number of flowers as a gift. Even numbers of flowers are for grieving and funerals. The florist might say something if you accidentally choose an even number of flowers, but it's better if you stay alert yourself.
That's interesting. Never give an even number of flowers to somebody that you just want to be nice to. I'm wondering what happens if you did that. Besides people probably looking at you crazy because they know you should know not to do it. Fun fact, a dozen of roses is a typical amount of flowers to give someone. So I would have been way off.
Spend and the recipient will be more than happy.
All right, moving on. Next country. That's good to know. Chile.
It is extremely important not to eat anything with your fingers.
Oh.
Even the smallest French fry must be stabbed with a fork.
I actually got some mess about that myself. Commonly, I will like eat things like pommes or French fries with my fingers sometimes. It's just because where I come from, they're considered finger foods. I remember someone saying something about me eating French fries with my fingers, or eating with my fingers in general with stuff that's considered finger foods where I come from. Someone bringing that up, saying, "Oh my gosh, that is so disgusting. That's nasty. What's wrong with you?" I don't care. Like sometimes I just do that, and that's not something I particularly put energy into changing. Not really. In Chile, apparently, you shouldn't be eating with your fingers at all.
If you are planning a trip to Chile, take your time to study some etiquette rules to know your salad fork from your fish fork.
That's good. That's good knowledge to know anyway. Singapore. Lots of people visit Singapore. Let's see what we should do or shouldn't do in Singapore.
Chewing gum, for example, is banned in Singapore.
Ooh.
So you'd better leave it at home before getting on the plane. If you break the gum rule for the first time, you may be fined for up to $1,000.
$1,000?
It's also prohibited to feed birds, spit, and throw any trash onto the street, or eat on public transport.
Wow, so you can be fined $1,000 for your first offense chewing gum in Singapore. That's crazy. What happens with your second offense, I wonder? They throw you in the slammer? Also prohibited here, it says feeding birds, which that's something a lot of us are just used to. It just comes to us. Sometimes you just drop crumbs on the street for random birds. Spitting, that's pretty nasty, so I can understand that. Throwing trash onto the street, I can understand. But eating on public transportation, that is good to know, because public transportation is how most of us are going to get around when we visit these other places. So don't take your corn dog on a train. All right, India.
When in India, you have to keep your private life to yourself and your emotions under control. No matter how much you want to show affection to your special someone, never kiss them in public.
Ooh.
This in particular can get you put in jail.
Wow.
No physical contact with people of the opposite sex is allowed in public.
No physical contact with people of the opposite sex is allowed in public at all. Or you can go to jail. Can you imagine serving jail time for loving someone? Moving on. Japan. Everybody wants to go to
Similar
Japan
you,
at some point.
public demonstration
What you got?
affection
What you
is
got?
not acceptable in Japan. Remember, there is no hugging.
Gosh,
or
goodness. Again, what is with these countries being so against loving people? No hugging or kissing in public. What is wrong with that? I'm sure they got their reasons. I'm not trying to disrespect, but man, everybody's against like showing affection in public. You guys show affection in public?
Unlike in so many other countries, tipping is not a thing in Japan.
Tipping isn't a thing here in Germany either, so that doesn't seem so strange to me. But if that was the first time I'd heard of this, I would have thought it was peculiar because I thought it was peculiar first coming here. Just because where I come from, the culture it's a tipping culture. So
to stay on the safe side would be just to do what the locals do.
So that's a good rule of thumb right there. A lot of people say just do what the locals do, just do what people around you are doing. But a lot of the times, I just speak for myself, a lot of the times I'm not just staring at people trying to see how they handle situations. I'm actually like engulfed in my own situations. I'm trying to stay focused on my own little path and missions and things that I got going on. So good rule of thumb, but not easily executed for me. What we got? Mexico. I probably know this.
Trip to Mexico? A good piece of advice will be to stay as thick-skinned as possible, since Mexicans love making jokes and never miss a chance to do so. Don't take things too personally. No one means to hurt you, it is just the way they are. Be brave and adventurous. Local people will highly appreciate your attempts at speaking their language or experiencing their culture.
I can't relate to that because it's the same way here in Germany. Everybody says no matter how much German you know, just use it and they'll appreciate it. They appreciate you trying. So I never knew that about the jokes, though. I didn't know Mexicans like to tell jokes about people. I don't know a comedic Mexican in my personal life ever. So not to say they don't exist, but I never knew that. Moving on.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Remember the difference between Aussies and Kiwis. Never mix them up.
Oh.
In case you didn't know, the Aussies stand for Australians
Naturally.
and the Kiwis for New Zealanders. Just to make it clear.
I didn't know New Zealanders were considered Kiwis. Kiwis, that's good to know. But I don't think I'd be going to their country talking to them as that anyway. Like, what's up, Aussie? Hey, what's going on, Kiwi? It's just, I wouldn't be doing that anyway. That's not how I would address people going to a strange country, especially where I might stand out as very different. Like, they may not accept it well from me. All right, Norway.
When in Norway, don't ask questions concerning church. This may be taken for disrespect. Many people here don't attend church, and those who do will want to keep it to themselves. Do not expect any formalities. There will be no Mr. or Miss something. People prefer to talk informally and refer to each other by their first name.
That is awesome. I like that. Okay, here in Germany, you have to know, I'm sure all you guys know what I'm talking about. You got to know how to address someone that you don't know. It's good to know that nobody wants to be called Mr. or Miss there. So I wouldn't have to worry about being super duper formal. Do not expect any formalities. Nice. I like that point. And Norway is definitely on my list of places to be, definitely, as I'm sure with most of you guys. All right, let's move on to Turkey.
An essential thing to remember before going to Turkey is not to give anyone the okay sign. It might seem like a sign of approval to you, but is considered an obscene gesture for the Turks. Try not to drink too much. Being drunk in public is considered shameful here.
Wow.
So don't be surprised, it might be hard to find booze. And if you manage to do it, don't get wasted.
Germany, you're listening to this? If you guys go to Turkey, you're going to have to mind your drinking. It's a different situation there, apparently.
If you take out a toothpick at a public place or blow your nose, expect surprise and even angry looks.
If you take out a toothpick from what? Why would toothpicks be there if they weren't for taking and using? Get angry looks because you got a toothpick. That's crazy. Come on, Turkey. What are you doing? All right, UK.
British people like their pudding fresh and their queues well organized. Don't jump the queue or expect to be judged by the locals. That extra minute you might spare can cost you a room full of contempt.
So I have friends that are from the UK, and they actually told me that once upon a time a few years ago, and they do take pride in their queues.
Don't ask people how much they earn. This is not a good topic for discussion.
I don't do that anyway.
Don't invite random people over. Remember, your house is your castle, and only your close friends should be welcome there.
Hey, I don't know you. Come over to the house. Don't invite random people over. Ireland.
Do not try to play it cool and sound like Irishmen. For Irish people, there is no such thing as an Irish accent. They recognize and divide accents depending on the region of Ireland they come from.
People from their own country don't consider themselves having an accent. So yeah, that makes 100% sense. Let's see what they say about Germany. Y'all ready for this? Maybe some of y'all know this. Let's see what they say.
Don't ever use Nazi greeting gestures.
Boom, made a video about it right here. Go check it out.
If you do, your journey to Germany might end sooner than you planned. Every year, tourists get arrested and sent back home for this.
I told y'all ass.
Don't stare at people. Germans might look very attractive, but try to resist the temptation of staring at Fraus on the metro. Only poorly educated and crazy people do that.
Wait. Back it on up. Let me have him say that again.
For this. Don't stare at people. Germans might look very attractive, but try to resist the temptation of staring at Fraus on the metro.
They're telling the foreigners not to stare? Okay, come on, Germany. We all know that a common thing in this country is for the local people to actually stare and gawk. Whatever the reason, whether they're trying to understand something about you, or you just look strange, or you got a booger on your nose, Germans stare. That's not a stereotype. That shit happens, okay? Them telling the foreigners and visitors not to stare seems a little bit peculiar. I wonder what that's about.
Only poorly educated and crazy people do that.
Poorly educated and crazy people stare. What are these people actually saying about Germany? This needs to be questioned.
Here, don't try to look overly friendly. It takes a good amount of time, sometimes months, for a German to get used to new people and call them friends.
That's true. Even my local neighbors took a while, at least a good part of 6 months, to actually kind of like open up in a way that was comfortable for themselves. So that's true. If you guys come to Germany, remember that one.
Don't congratulate anyone on his or her birthday before the day itself.
Don't congratulate anyone on their birthday before the day itself. You guys let me know, is that really how that goes? I thought you were supposed to actually do it before the day. Maybe I just understood that wrong. I don't know. I rarely go out of my way to wish people happy birthday anyway, so...
Germans are very superstitious when it comes to their birthdays.
Germans are superstitious about a lot of things.
They believe it is a bad sign to hear happy birthday before the special date, and can even cause death.
Kenya.
No matter what their religions may be, Kenyans are very devout. Be patient. 5 minutes do not necessarily mean 5 minutes, and that bus schedule you are looking at might not be very accurate. In fact, nothing ever happens here according to schedule. Learn to go with the flow. Don't talk about sex in mixed groups of friends.
Don't talk about sex in mixed group of friends.
This topic is a taboo. People might get so offended they won't want you in their group after that.
But it's a group of friends. What kind of friend is not okay with conversating with their friend? And if you're not okay with that kind of talk, if it's a group of friends, how hard would it be to be like, hey, come on, man, change the topic. Stop talking about that stuff. Let's talk about this new dance we got to learn. All right, next. Malaysia.
Never touch anyone's head. For Malaysians,
right off the bat, never touch anyone's head.
This is the home of the soul and the most sacred part of the body. Keep yourself from running your fingers through people's hair, especially babies.
Now keep in mind, this video is for people who are visiting foreign countries. Can you imagine showing up in Malaysia and just like, oh, I love this place. Oh, come here, Malaysian. Let me rub my fingers through your damn hair. Ooh-wee. Let me put my hands in your hair. Look at all these Malaysians. Ooh. You imagine that? Ain't nobody doing that. Some of these make me really, really curious. I'll respect them. It's just that some of them make me curious. I won't put my fingers in your hair if we're in Malaysia. Korea.
If you want to have good manners in Korea, use 2 hands when handing over money. When you pay for things, pass on your cash or credit card with both hands. It's
Okay.
a sign of respect.
I don't have enough money to fit in both of my hands. Oh!
Share them in the comments below. Don't forget to give us thumbs up and click subscribe to join us on the bright side of life.
So that's the end of that video. Some of those, like I said, make me a little bit curious as to how they came about. But I still thought that this video was interesting in the way that it does teach you a couple things. See, some of those I would never know hadn't I saw this. When I go to Malaysia, my whole plan was to start rubbing people's heads. Yeah. So some of those places I definitely want to go to, Norway, Japan. So it's good to know these little things, just these little things that people might look at you strange over for you not knowing. So that's why I thought this video was interesting. Underneath the like button in the comments section, let me know what your favorite one was. Because I think my favorite probably was the Malaysian hair rubbing. I don't know though. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Thank you for watching. And I will talk to you guys in the very next one.